Our final guest this evening is art director for Poetry Magazine and a gallery curator for the Poetry Foundation. He also co-founded Homeroom Chicago's School Night info show, in which artists and professionals talk about big things in slant ways in front of a drinking crowd, much like this show. With his son and late father, he is the author of the zine series Fred Sasaki's and Fred Sasaki's 4-pager guide to how to fix you. And so, please, welcome Fred Sasaki. Good height?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Andrew. I actually might raise this a bit.
Yeah.
Just a couple quick asides. You know, poetry.org, oh dear.
Oh, I'll work on that. I'll work on that, you talk.
Sorry, poetry.org is actually, it's owned by like a cyber squatter.
Shit, is it poetry.com?
It's these dudes who bought the URL. And I guess it was like an investment, and they weren't doing anything with it. So when the Poetry Foundation got its $200 million, they were like, hey, let us buy your website. And they were like, no way. And it actually, we don't have that URL because they asked for an exorbitant amount of money.
Well, so where did I find that poem?
Poets.org? Poetryfoundation.org? I don't know. But funnily, about haiku, so I work for the Poetry Foundation. I don't write poems. Anyways, but people actually told me how much they love my poetry, which is funny. But I did on one occasion. I one time had a brief cameo with WGN News. Do any guys watch Larry Potash and WGN News? Yeah. I wrote them a series of love letters, and so they featured me, the letters with a shirtless picture of me. But anyways, you could find it on YouTube on my account. But. We were gonna do a series of these funny things together, and I sent them a haiku, about the figures of WGN Morning News, and Larry Potash rejected the poems because he said, he's like, actually, traditional haiku, it's one line, one thought, and he's like, yours are just broken up words. But he was so right. He was so right. Okay, so my name is Fred Sasaki. I will be reading to you tonight emails, Gmail. Please hold your applause to the end. This is actually a writing, it's actually seriously a funny book of emails that I like to say came out of a period of frustration and fuck all. So these are 100% real. These are written by myself, as myself, through my email address. Actually happened in real time, and it's like me as myself, and also other people. These two exchanges are connected. You'll see why. This first one is called Chicago Interactive Group. I wrote to this service company. I can't remember now what exactly I did, but basically I was writing for them to help me market this book, but it wasn't finished. Chicago Interactive Group, 7 messages from Fred Sasaki to info@chicagointeractivegroup.com. Monday, January 9th, 3:19 p.m. Subject, Chicago Interactive Group. Hi, can you help me market my book? Fred. From info to Fred, 3:25 p.m. Hi Fred, we can help you without question. Please email your contact information to M. Gallo, and Michael Gallo will be in touch with you shortly. Thanks for your interest in Chicago Interactive Group. Sent from my Verizon Wireless BlackBerry. From Fred to M. Gallo, Tuesday, 12:40 a.m. Okay, great. But I do have questions. Will you also help me finish the book? I think I need most help on that first. Fred. From info to Fred, 12:22 p.m. Hey Fred, we are highly experienced copywriters and could certainly help you at that phase as well. Please email your phone number and best time to call to discuss in more detail. Thank you, Chicago Interactive Group. Sent from my Verizon Wireless BlackBerry. From Fred to info, 12:40 p.m. Okay, great. The book is about me and other people. It is about communication and about identity with some privacy and something about originality and being creative. Self and other and me and not me and things like, who am I? And really? people to be confused about this too, especially about myself and themselves. Not necessarily at the same time, but that is okay too. We will go on many adventures. Some will be exciting, some angry and frustrating, some will be sexy and funny. Basically, it will be about the human condition. Wash, rinse, repeat, lol. I also wanted to be hip and lingo. And about sex and sexuality and pride and prejudice and other things like it. No homo, but totally homo. You know what I mean? Is this up your alley, so to speak? From info to Fred, 12:52 p.m. We have an app that traces the ISP from exactly where emails originate from, Fred. We will run to confirm our suspicions. Luke, Mike, and Brian. Authorities will be in touch. Sent from my Verizon wireless client. From Fred to info, 1:08 p.m. Awesome! So does that mean you'll do it? All right. So this next one, the last one I'll read is it's a time I wrote to the Las Vegas Writers Conference to accept a keynote speaking position, which they hadn't invited me to. This is from...
I love it.
So this is from Fred to info@LasVegasWritersConference.com. Tuesday, March 8th, 11:30 a.m. Subject, keynote. Dear Las Vegas Writers Conference, I am writing to accept a keynote invitation to speak at this year's Las Vegas Writers Conference in its intimacy. I have set aside plenty of one-on-one time with faculty and attendees. I can lead up to 3 expert panels in addition. Just tell me what you need. Let's be in touch and get started. Thanks, Fred Sasaki. No reply. From Fred to Las Vegas Writers Conference, Thursday, March 17th, 1:12 p.m. Hi there. The conference is around the corner and I still haven't heard back? Hello? Thanks, Fred. From event coordinator to Fred, Friday, 1:59 a.m. Fred, I'm sorry for not responding sooner. Our positions are full for this year's conference, but thank you for contacting us. We'll keep your information for future reference. Audrey. From Fred to event coordinator, 9:36 a.m. Hi, Audrey. I accept your apology. But it's really no worry. I am so busy myself, I can hardly take the time to respond. It's okay for me to share the keynote if whoever you have scheduled is being a nuisance about it. Please, just put us in touch if that's so. Generally, I spotlight, but a shared stage is okay so long as you pay me more. I will put that in the contract. Do you handle that part? Okay, we're booked for Saturday, April 17th, 6 p.m. I'll of course be there all day handing out my writings. I am also keeping private one-on-one seminars in a van I've rented for the occasion, and after-hours multi-attention group talks in my hotel room. Sliding scale, of course. Everything is within reason. Let me know if you need my logo or photo. I assume you have my bio package? Signing off, Fred. From event coordinator to Fred, 11:20 p.m. Fred, I can only assume this is a joke. Otherwise, you do not understand. We have not asked you to speak. Our positions are already full. If you have registered for the conference, then sit back and enjoy the sessions. Audrey. From Fred to event coordinator, 11:44 p.m. Hi, Audrey. I do not understand. The notice does not have my name during the speaking spot. That may be my mistake, but it doesn't seem like it. This does seem like a situation for a bullhorn, which I can hold by myself or with the aid of one person. It is quite large and yellow. I will forego a soapbox lest you have one at the conference center. A small riser will do too. Okay, this all sounds good. Thank you so much. Best, Fred. From Joe Wilkins, Joe at nightfallpublications.com to Fred, Saturday, 11:01 a.m. Subject, you are not on the faculty. Sir, I am not sure who you are, but you are definitely not on the faculty for our upcoming conference. You're not scheduled as a speaker of any kind. You are also not registered as an attendee for the event. Please understand that we sign our faculty and speakers for a year in advance, and your name has never been mentioned to the board in regards to the 2011 conference. I hope this concludes this issue with you and that you understand our position. Joe, you are corresponding with Joe A. Wilkins, President, Henderson Writers Group, co-author of the 3 books in the Tyranny series. For more info on books, go to tyranniesworld.com. From Fred to Joe, 11:39 a.m. Joe, I don't know what you're trying to pull over me here, but it's no good. Take me off the faculty if you have to. That's your prerogative. You can do what you want to do. But it's uncalled for to unregister me from the event. Why am I no longer registered? I'm having a logo made and stickers for the conference and everything. My flight is all booked up. When you mentioned my name to the board, what did they say? Clearly they think you make a mistake. You are making a big one. Okay, let's settle down. I'll forgive you this time, but please don't test my goodwill. I hope this takes care of the issue with you and puts us back in action for the speaking interactions at the Las Vegas Writers Conference. You guys should really be better organized. Great, Fred. From Joe to Fred, 12:01 p.m. I have looked through my database of registered attendees and I can assure you that your name does not appear or has ever been on the list. If you have a canceled check that shows you paid for the conference or something from PayPal showing a registration, please forward a copy to me so I can amend my records and I will register your name. If you received an invitation to be on the faculty, please forward that email or copy any material sent to you asking for your participation. If you have nothing to prove either, then we will consider this exchange at an end. You must understand that we have no idea who you are or why you should ask me to participate as a member of the faculty at all. We are and have been organized. And I repeat, we have no idea who you are. Joe. From Fred to Joe, 12:10 p.m. Joe, I'm really at a loss here. You too. Let's just sign me up and be done with it. All is forgiven. But seriously, we're going to have a chat when I get there. Do you know who I am? Fred. From Joe to Fred, 12:27 p.m. As our conference coordinator told you in her earlier emails, our faculty for this year is full and we have no room to sign up another speaker. So you will not be signed as a faculty member. If you wish to register for the conference as an attendee, then you must pay the $425 fee like all the other attendees have. You may pay by sending in a registration form or by going through the website and paying through PayPal. We, the board, will be glad to sit down and chat with you if you attend the conference. But we do not know who you are, and until today, I have never heard of you. Register for the conference if you like, but I repeat, you are not on the faculty. And as to your earlier email, we do not and have never paid our faculty to speak at the conference. Joe. From Fred to Joe, 12:28 p.m. Okay. I'm starting to see what happened here. Slip of the mix-up. Just waive my registration fee and we'll be all set. Even Steven, as you say. Thanks. I appreciate it. From Fred to Joe, 12:40 p.m. No! I and all the officers pay to attend the conference so we can bring agents and publishers here to teach us and so we can show our work to them. If you want to attend the conference, then you must pay the $425 like all the other attendees. There are no free rides to the conference. I get this now. The other attendees are not responsible to pay for one person to wedge their way in on a made-up pretext like you are putting forth. This is the last communication any member of the HWG will make with you. If you try to register, it will be denied. Joe. From Fred to Joe, 12:43 p.m. Well, I'm not going to let you ride on my coattails. This is a ludicrous offense. I'm going to soapbox all over your conference. I will expose your dirty underwear travesty. Unless you apologize, knave. Look for my seminal van in the parking lot with the bullhorn. FS. From Fred to Joe, Monday, April 11th, 12:19 p.m. Hi, Joe. Look. Let's make up. I don't want a cloud hanging over us later this week when we meet for the writing and conferencing. You clearly don't know who I am, and, well, let's fix that. We'll have appetizers or something. Sound good? Fred. From Joe to Fred. I have alerted the security at the hotel, and you will not be allowed into the conference. If you harass us any longer, I will turn this over to the police and secure an attorney to see what other legal action we could take against you. You are corresponding with Joe A. Wilkins, Chief Executive Officer, Mystic Publishers, co-author of the 3 books in the Tyranny series. For more info on books, go to tyranniesworld.com. Thank you.